I was there for 9 years, which is, I think, the second longest any graduate student has, been unwilling to give up a college career. So it was a lot of fun. Made a lot of really good friends that I still keep in touch with. It was my home. That's the first place I arrived from, India, and that became the U.S. for me. So, a lot of people complain about cold and snow. I loved it. The changing colors, the foliage and everything else. I do miss the warmth of the people. Is something I miss as well. Having an electrical engineering background, I had to obviously give up electrical part of the engineering. I was looking for someone in the program that was more engineering focused. So I found Burgess and Paul Singh. Gary Burgess, who I still think is the most brilliant professor I came across in my entire career. I liked his simple approach on solving complex issues. He just took transparencies and he would make a very complex problem look very simple through basic physics and basic common sense. So he was a big influence on me. And then, of course, Paul Singh was and still remains a mentor for me. I worked under him as a research assistant, a teaching assistant, and eventually a research associate when I was doing postdoc for a very brief period after my PhD. What he taught me was the reality of the discipline. Gary taught me the theory, the best anybody could have. What Paul taught me was the reality, the real world, and how to make inroads in it. Another thing he taught me was, you cannot give up. You gotta keep pushing forward. So, I came to Cal Poly. I was a one-man packaging program. Yet we are what we are today because of a lot of what I learned from Paul. I came here and I took on every course possible. I could have easily said, I just want to teach distribution packaging, and we would have remained a very tiny program, maybe not the size we are right now. On top of that, taking on projects, engaging with the industry. Some of the things I did in my early career here at Cal Poly emulated what I learned from Paul. Be a good teacher, be a good researcher, engage students in research projects, bring the industry to campus. Ed Church, he was a mentor while I was at Michigan State. He taught me about social aspects of maybe not the packaging discipline, but how, so Paul Singh was junior to him and how they were still friends, and he treated me like a friend. I came from India. I had a tough time calling anybody by their first name. I still to date cannot call someone who's older or senior to me by their first name. It's either doctor or full name. And Ed taught me, Ed, not Mr. Church, he taught me you can be friends, all right, to be relaxed and be at the same level as somebody who you might be younger to or less learned to. So, and of course, Ed is the reason I'm here at Cal Poly. He availed me the opportunity, or at least informed me about it, and he's been on our advisory board here, packaging advisory board at Cal Poly for the longest time. He helped us spearhead the consortium. He's the Secretary General for that as well, administrative manager. And I still look up to Ed. He was at IAPRI. I was the president. He was the Secretary General there, and I continue to be on their board. And then, of course, Dr. Larry Gay here at Cal Poly, who hired me, and he basically showed me ways to engage with students. I asked him, how do you get students to get in your courses and your program? Like, I just pull out a big wad of cash and throw it on the table. And I'm like, okay, that's great, but the short of it was he really talked to the students. He was, the students loved talking to him. to further strengthen the importance of packaging, I used to ask them, I have $100. I used to carry a $100 bill. I used to pull it out and I say, this is yours right now. If you can name one product that goes through a supply chain, whether it's grown or manufactured, that did not see any packaging. I still haven't given that $100 away, but I got a lot of creative answers for that. These are 4 people I can think of, and the best mentor was my father. He passed away last year, but he came through adversity. He was a farmer's son, and he self-taught and he joined the Indian Navy, and I still am learning from him on how to not give up, how to keep pushing forward. There's an opportunity that you haven't noticed yet. So being strong internally is something that came from my dad, and the social and the academic and the real world engagement in the packaging program came from a lot of other people.